Oh, hello there everybody, welcome back to the channel. Dodgy Gamer here, just bringing you a quick video today just to talk about some of the challenges that I've mentioned. You have hopefully seen my video with an overview of my Euro 2020 Real Groups database and my Copa America Real Groups database. I mentioned some challenges that I will be attempting when I play through these tournaments on my channel, so I'm here to give you a bit more information about those. But before we get into that, don't forget this is your one-stop shop for all things international management on FM21. If that's your kind of thing, make sure you hit that like button, you subscribe to the channel, you get the bell on for notifications so you don't miss a second of the international game. So here we are back at the wheel of names, but this time not to choose a team, this time to choose a restriction. When I play through the Euros and the Copa America, I'm going to put in some restrictions to try and make my squad selection a bit more interesting. Now, you can see them all here. Some of them are self-explanatory, some of them maybe not so much. So I'm just going to quickly run through them. So a couple of obvious ones, they're just on their way round now. Domestic-based and foreign-based. So domestic-based, if that comes up, that means the squad I pick has to be players based in that nation's league. Now, of course, with England, that wouldn't be too big a problem. It would just mean missing out on the likes of Sancho and Bellingham. But if you were managing a team like Croatia or Wales, that would make for quite a difficult challenge. Foreign-based is the exact reverse of that. Then you can only pick players based outside your country. Suddenly, England with a foreign-based selection criteria would be a much bigger challenge. I'm sure you'll agree. But then we have countries like France, Spain, where there's a bit of a mix. They've got a strong core of players in their domestic league, but they've also got many of their big stars playing abroad. So it would make for an interesting dynamic, I think. Likewise, no big five. That would mean no players can be picked from those big five European leagues: the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, Ligue 1. We'd have to manage without players in those top flights. You also see a couple of age-based ones there. So we've got youth squad, over 30s only. So youth squad, I would have to pick, if that came up, I would have to pick a team that would be eligible for that continent's youth championship. So if we're playing the Euros and that comes up, I'd have to pick an under-21 squad. If we're playing the Copa America, I'd have to pick an under-20 squad. Another quite interesting squad restriction, I have played this one before many years ago, quite the challenge, the uncapped challenge. So basically, it's pretty self-explanatory. You have to pick a squad of players who've never played for their country before. So we get an interesting combination of hungry young talents and grizzled, grumpy veterans who've never quite made it, put them together and take them to the major championship. A couple here that are maybe not so obvious what I mean by them. Flying keeper. So this is one inspired by the likes of the great Jorge Campos and Jose Luis Chilavert, René Higuita. So with this, your goalkeeper must take all of your penalties and all of your free kicks. And the aim is not so much to win the Euros or the Copa America, but to have a goalkeeper score there. Tinkerman, you may recognise the cartoon there of Claudio Ranieri. Tinkerman would basically mean not so much a squad restriction, this one. Tinkerman, I would have to change my formation for every single game that we play in. Never the same formation twice. Now the Sod Father, this will be familiar to those of you who have a fine enough taste to be a fan of Zilla Blitz. If you remember right back early in the FM21 cycle, Zilla Blitz did a one-season save with Juventus called the Sod Father, but the twist was he had to choose two of the worst players from the Juventus youth team and play them in every single match they were fit and not suspended for. So he went with the goalkeeper and the striker, and he had to pick them no matter what. So the same thing would apply here. You name your squad, but you have to name in the squad two terrible players in two different positions at opposite ends of the pitch. So maybe from the bottom ranked division in that nation's league setup, and then those players have to play every game. And finally, the one that, I hope comes up at least once, no restrictions. That one I'll just get free choice to do whatever I want, and I bet you I end up with no restrictions when Finland or North Macedonia come around. Yep, so there you have it. That's just a quick explanation of the possible challenges I might be facing when we kick off our Euro 2020 Challenge Series next week. What's going to happen with that? A brief outline of the schedule. What I'm aiming for is at the weekends, I'm going to do a very brief, like 1 minute announcement video where we spin the wheel and we get our nation and we get our restriction, and then we'll aim for 2 episodes during the week, probably Tuesday, Thursday, where we cover the group stage and the knockout rounds, if we get that far, of course, with that particular nation. And at some point we'll do the same thing with the Copa America, seeing as that's taken place at the same time, and you know, I made the database for it. So if all of that sounds good, sounds like your kind of thing, well then thank you very much, and don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop me a comment, let me know what you think the best or toughest or stupidest challenge is going to be, and yeah, make sure you get that bell on, make sure you catch all of the Euro and Copa America action over the next few weeks. I'm Dodgy Gamer, thank you very much for watching, see you again soon.